Today I am going to teach you one of the very important thing in dynamic fluid assessment called pulse pressure variation and stroke volume variation. Actually, I think this must be considered as father of dynamic fluid assessment. This is the fundamental part of dynamic fluid assessment, stroke volume variation and pulse pressure variation. Anyone tell me what is pulse pressure? Yes, pulse pressure is the difference between the systolic and diastolic blood pressure. If I have blood pressure 120 by 80, if I have blood pressure 120 by 80, my pulse pressure is 120 minus 80, roughly about 40 millimeter mercury. My pulse pressure right now 40 millimeter mercury. If I check my pulse now, the feeling part of my pulse is belong to pulse pressure. If I have continuous 120 blood pressure throughout the cardiac cycle, can I feel pulse? No. If I have continuous diastolic blood pressure in my vessels during the cardiac cycle, that means 80 millimeter mercury, can I feel any component of pulse? No. The pulsatile component is belong to pulse pressure. Pulsatile component of my pulse is belong to pulse pressure. You know my pulse pressure varies with my respiratory cycle. Do you aware about that? No. If you don't aware about that, you can safely check right now while you are taking breathing. If you want to pronounce that pulse pressure effect, you take deep breath and check whether your pulse volume going to be changed with cardiac respiratory cycle or not. Actually, if you carefully feel your pulse volume, you can feel pulse volume change with your respiratory cycle. How it going to be changed? During inspiration, what happened? During inspiration, your pleural cavity pressure become much more negative. Normal pleural cavity pressure also negative. In normally pleural cavity pressure in the basal part roughly about 2.5 centimeter H2O, and coming to top part or apex, it is roughly about 10 centimeter H2O minus. That means during the expiration, at the end of the expiration. During the inspiration, basal part become more and more negative. Initially it was minus 2.5. Now it will become minus 10 centimeter H2O. Here minus 15 centimeter H2O. Because of that negative pressure, what happened? Blood from the lower limb and blood from the head and neck area rapidly come into your chest cavity. Rapidly come into your right heart. Rapidly come into your right heart, right atrium followed by right ventricle. Therefore, during inspiration, right ventricular cardiac output going to be increased. Same time, because of lung expansion, your alveolar capillary bed amount also going to be increased. They can hold more and more blood. Because of that, venous returning from here to left atrium and left ventricle, they can hold more and more blood because they are expanded now. Now my alveolar expanded, meanwhile my blood vessel also expanded. Because of that, I can kept large amount of blood in the thoracic cavity without sending into left atrium or left ventricle. Because of that, during the inspiration, blood into my left atrium reduce, blood into my left ventricle reduce during the inspiration. So cardiac output during inspiration going to be reduced in the left ventricle. Right ventricle cardiac output going to be increased with the inspiration. We'll see what happened with the expiration. With the expiration, what happened? Your thoracic cavity negative pressure now gradually reduced into 2.5. Previously, the basal negative pressure was 10 centimeter H2O. Now it gradually reduced into 2.5. Because of that, venous return going to be reduced. Because of that reduced venous return, blood come into right atrium going to reduce, right ventricular blood flow reduced. So during the expiration, right ventricular cardiac output going to be reduced. During the expiration, the pooled blood which was happened during the inspiration in the lung going to squeeze back into your left atrium. So blood during the expiration, pooled blood rapidly come into left atrium followed by left ventricle. So your cardiac output going to be increased. Your stroke volume going to be increased. Here also your stroke volume going to be reduced. Stroke volume going to be increased. Here your stroke volume going to be reduced. That means during the inspiration, your right ventricular cardiac output increase. Expiration, right ventricular cardiac output reduce. Inspiration, left ventricular cardiac output reduce. Expiration, left ventricular cardiac output increase. That means stroke volume changes happen with the respiratory cycle. If you are going to check stroke volume or pulse pressure, you can see pulse pressure changes during the inspiration and expiration in left ventricle, blood eject out. You can feel ejection pulse here. If you feel ejection pulse carefully, what should happen during the expiration? Ejection cardiac output or stroke volume more. That means you should have higher pulse pressure during the expiration. During inspiration, what happens? Cardiac output or stroke volume reduce. You should feel lesser pulse. So difference between those two called pulse pressure difference. Pulse pressure difference is pulse pressure difference. Pulse pressure maximum, it should be happen with the expiration, and pulse pressure minimum. Pulse pressure maximum and pulse pressure minimum. If you divided it from pulse pressure mean, pulse pressure, how you going to calculate pulse pressure mean? These two taken divided from 2. Pulse pressure mean. How we going to check pulse pressure mean is pulse pressure maximum plus pulse pressure minimum divided by 2. So if you divided pulse pressure maximum minus pulse pressure minimum from pulse pressure mean, that value is called pulse pressure variation. Pulse pressure variation mean pulse pressure maximum minus pulse pressure minimum divided by pulse pressure mean into 100%. During the inspiration and expiration, if you check pulse pressure variation of your patient, if you found if it is more than 15%, 15 or more, that means your patient is responsive to fluid. That means your inspiration, once your blood receive into your left ventricle, right ventricle and left ventricle, it will create more cardiac output. That means your patient must be in this ascending part of Frank-Starling curve, not the flat part, not the downstream part. If you found a patient with pulse pressure variation more than 15%, you can give fluid to your patient. Again, stroke volume also same. With the respiratory cycle, what happened? Stroke volume changes happening. If you want to assess stroke volume variation, again stroke volume variation equal stroke volume maximum minus stroke volume minimum divided by stroke volume mean. mean. How you can check stroke volume mean? Again, these two connect together and divided by 2. Stroke volume maximum plus stroke volume minimum divided by 2 is the stroke volume mean. If you found this value more than 15%, stroke volume variation more than 15%, that means stroke volume maximum minus stroke volume minimum divided by stroke volume mean, that means those two together and divided by 2. If you found a value of more than 15%, again you can give fluid. That means with that stroke volume change, with that inspiratory expiratory stroke volume change, create significant stroke volume difference. Inspiratory expiratory venous resistance change create significant cardiac output or stroke volume change. That means your patient most steep part of your curve you can give further fluid. Unfortunately, if you check my stroke volume variation and pulse pressure variation right now, you may found a value more than 15%. That means you can give fluid to me, but it is not necessarily say your patient definitely need fluid. Your patient may need fluid. You can give fluid, but it does not mean you should give fluid. This is all regarding the pulse pressure variation and stroke volume variation. Not all. One more thing I want to highlight. This is what happens when your patient is spontaneously breathing. But pulse pressure variation and stroke volume variation we are going to measure with the positive pressure ventilation. Pulse pressure variation and stroke volume variation we are going to measure with positive pressure ventilation. Your patient should be totally paralyzed. Number 2, the tidal volume should be 8 ml per kg of predicted body weight. The inspiratory and expiratory changes of the pulse with the inspiration we are going to call as pulsus paradoxus. Pulsus paradoxus, one of the medical misnomer. To say paradox, it should be happening the other way around what you think than normal. But we think in the usual way the same thing happened here, but for that medical book mentioned it as pulsus paradoxus. Pulsus paradoxus. But to say pulsus paradoxus, once you think this should be happening this way, but it should be happening the other way. That is called paradoxus. Exam also that is happening frequently. You are thinking this answer is right, but the paradoxical way answer is wrong. That is called answers paradox. Most of the time happen to me. Answers paradox. All the answer is the other way around. What I told is other way around. But here we thought cardiac input increase with or left ventricular cardiac output increase with expiration, it happened, and reduce with inspiration, it happened, but unfortunately book mentioned it as pulsus paradoxus. Ideally there is no paradox in this situation. We have to remove this part or this word from the medical book, but I have to erase or I have to typex in the several whole book in order to remove this pulsus paradoxus part from book. But I can't do that. Right now it will continue, but it is not a paradox. I will give an example to paradox. If you want to say ulnar paradox, if you found a patient with ulnar nerve damage, distal, you expected to have high deformity than proximal. Sorry, other way around. Proximal here, proximal cut, you expected to have much more deformity than distal cut. Once the distal cut, you should think deformity will be minimal. Proximal cut, more nerve damage, more will deformity. But unfortunately, with the distal cut, you are a small lumbrical also going. Because of that, once you have in distal cut, deformity less. Once you have proximal cut, deformity more. Ulnar claw hand. Those are called ulnar paradox. You think deformity will be more with proximal cut, but deformity less with proximal cut. Those called ulnar paradox. You think in this way, but it happened in the other way. Here we think in the same way. The thing also happened in the same way, but unfortunately they put paradox. We'll see what happened when we are doing positive pressure ventilation. When we are doing positive pressure ventilation. With the positive pressure ventilation, what happened is, you create positive pressure during the inspiration. You create positive pressure in your pleural cavity and alveoli during the inspiration. Positive pressure during the inspiration. What happened with that? Venous return reduce. I am talking about right ventricle. During the inspiration, we create positive pressure. Here I am discussing about intermittent positive pressure ventilation or positive pressure ventilation, intubation and ventilation. During that time, what happened is, due to positive pressure, venous return going to be reduced during the inspiration. So left ventricular stroke volume going to be reduced. Cardiac output going to be reduced. Right ventricle stroke volume and right ventricle cardiac output reduced during the inspiration. But when coming to left ventricle, during the inspiration, because of the positive pressure, the blood which was present in the lung is squeezed back into left atrium and left ventricle. During the inspiration, venous return increase, stroke volume increase, cardiac output increase. This phenomena ideally should be paradox. What we expected to have, but other way around to have. But already pulsus paradox is there. Because of that, we are going to call it as reverse of pulsus paradox. Pulse pressure changing will reverse with the positive pressure ventilation. Pulse pressure change will reverse with positive pressure change or positive pressure ventilation. So if you have pulse pressure variation more than 15% with positive pressure ventilation, IPPV, intermittent positive pressure ventilation, tidal volume of 8 and milliliter per kg and totally paralyzed patient, if you found a patient with pulse pressure more than 15%, pulse pressure variation more than 15%, you can give fluid. Or if you found a patient with stroke volume variation more than 15% with same condition, intermittent positive pressure ventilation, tidal volume 8, totally paralyzed, no spontaneous breath at all. Again, if you found a patient with stroke volume variation more than 15%, you can give fluid. Here also stroke volume variation and pulse pressure variation measured in the same way as previous. If you remember previous one, stroke volume maximum divided by minus stroke volume minimum divided by stroke volume mean. Stroke volume maximum, stroke volume minimum divided by stroke volume mean into 100% during the IPPV, called stroke volume variation. Pulse pressure variation, again pulse pressure maximum minus pulse pressure minimum divided by pulse pressure mean into 100. This is all regarding the stroke volume variation and pulse pressure variation. Thank you very much.